Joshna Maharaj. So good to see you.
Hi,
You've moved
Jill. So
away,
nice.
so it's been a while since we've been able to talk about long COVID that we've both been through.
It's so nice to see you, excuse me, and be here again with you.
I know some of this because you and I have known each other before now, and you've moved to Dublin, which is why we are
Yes.
doing this on Zoom, which is exciting. And I want to reference that in talking about where you're at now. But before we talk about where you're at the moment, rewind to the Joshna that you were before you got COVID, before you got long COVID. Describe just briefly for people what kind of energy and activity that person was like.
Okay, I love that. That's a great question. That version of me was very, very high capacity. I did a lot of work. I would work outside of the house, teaching classes, cooking demos, whatever it was. But then I had my own office at home where another 6, 8 hours would easily pass.
Okay, and then contrast that with the Joshna sort of when you were at your worst with long COVID. Like, what did long COVID do to that high energy, high capacity, highly joyful, busy cooking
Yeah.
person?
So I feel like the best way to describe it is like the meter just and I was on the couch. Right? I was like, I would joke around and send text messages to people saying, I am live from the couch today, everybody. If anybody needs anything, this is where you're gonna find me. Because it's like I got COVID in January 2021, and it's like I never propped back up again from that, right? It took a really the symptoms left and the tests were negative, but the exhaustion and the heaviness and the fatigue really seemed to persist, which is when I clued into the fact that long COVID was with me. But to be honest with you, I think the best way to describe it is that I felt like I had lost my magic powers, my superpowers.
I'm nodding because I certainly remember a lot of those experiences myself of just okay, there's no option right now but being horizontal. So yeah, and that's a beautiful way to say it. Your superpowers are significant. So the fact that the idea of losing them is
Hmm.
gutting. Where are you at now? I mean, you've packed up, you've gone off to Dublin, you're
Yes.
doing a master's program, you're still, I can feel your energy even through the long distance screen, but tell me how you would characterize where you're at now.
There's a careful calculation of energy expenditure. I have learned a lot about what I have available to me. I'm certainly in better shape than I was at sort of peak symptoms of long COVID. This would have, probably about 3 years ago. But I have now, one of the things that has persisted is that I have no reserve supply, right? So if I push myself, I will hit a wall like a cartoon character and fall.
Food is your lifeblood. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all of our lifebloods on a literal basis, but food fills your soul and fills your time. Tell me about the significance or the role, I guess, that food has played in your path navigating
Mhm.
how you manage long COVID.
All you say is so true with my relationship with food, and I prioritize eating food that is as wholesome as possible. Scratch made cooking for me is a joy, and so that is an easy thing to put together. But once I understood what was happening with my energy and my gut health and all this kind of stuff, I really made a significant effort to get focused and take really good care of the meals that I eat and cook them for myself, right? I had my own like real honest moment when I realized that long COVID was with me and that I needed to invest more in taking care of myself than perhaps taking care of other people and the world and you know what I mean, and all of that. I needed to turn some of that energy towards me. And the best way to do that for me was taking time to feed myself.
Tell me about other ways in which that realization has manifested for you. The idea that I gotta I got to really reflect and consider what I need in order to get through this.
Honestly, Jill, I think as difficult as this journey has been, I am grateful for it because this exact wisdom that you talk about has been along my whole life in the making, right? I needed to take a moment to do a little energy audit of my life and see how I spend my energy, what I spend it on, and to find the leaks, the holes in the bucket, right? About where energy was just leaking out. Simultaneously, we were also amidst this mega conversation about race and racism in the world and how that all was playing around. And one of the big realizations that hit me at the time was that I spend a lot of my energy on what I call my brown lady tax, right? Which is the extra effort that I offer to the world for sort of allowance in it. But when I did this audit and inventory, I realized that that was the hole in the bucket, and to be
Wow.
like, this was a beautiful thing. I needed to confront this, and to be honest with you, have a little bit of faith in the world that I could just let this go, right? And that I didn't need to keep offering this up, and who I am now is enough, and that I can reclaim some of that energy to do the extra work that is required to deal with this newer version of myself that that needs a bit more of my own care for me. Um,
How has the world responded to that? I mean, you have been historically such a as you said, an out there, busy, joyously doing things for so many other people, feeding and caring for so many other people, and giving your energy out. How has your community and the world responded to you saying, no, no, I need to take care of me?
you know what? Beautifully. Totally beautifully. It started, the first move was to put a note on the bottom of my email. I created a little image with a COVID virus and a little note saying, I'm living with long COVID. It's super challenging. And it means I can't, I may not respond as quickly, but I'm doing my very best. And thank you for your patience and understanding. And that was where I started. So this was a terrifying move. And I can honestly tell you that I have gotten nothing but appreciation and understanding.
What does it mean to you knowing that there's research ongoing, progressing to help understand and ultimately treat and cure people with long COVID?
I'm so encouraged about it. One of the things that has been the comforting, I suppose, about this is that while it's sort of a wild, solitary journey, we take the pressure off knowing that there are literally millions of people around the world who are going through a version of this. So I am delighted to know that as time has passed, the research has grown, and it would be great to be able to tie this off. I'm still very much managing things, and if there were treatments or things that I could do to actually deal with reworking it, I would be delighted.
What would you say to people who need some encouragement right now?
I would say two things. One, if you need to be on the couch, stay on the couch. That's the reality of this, but that is not your forever situation. The real challenge is the sharp degree of patience and kindness that you need to have for yourself. Right? You have to take a lot of deep breaths and just be cool with the fact that this is your reality, but it will not be your reality forever.
Joshna, it is so good to hear, as I say, your energy leaping through the screen and your joy that I've missed around here, but I'm super happy that
Yeah.
you're spreading it around Dublin. So thank you for this. This is awesome.
Yeah, you're so welcome, my dear. Thank you.